Welcome to diplomacyindia.com. I'm BN Jha and you are watching our special talk on water diplomacy in South Asia. Today we have with us Dr. Uttam Sinha, who is a senior fellow and managing editor of strategic affairs at prestigious IDSA, a government think tank at New Delhi. Dr. Sinha is going to talk to us regarding Teesta water sharing, the Indus Water Treaty, and the impending visit of Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to India, which is going to begin in the next week only. Dr. Uttam Sinha, welcome to our show. The first thing our viewer would like to know from you, that two nations, two neighbors, India and Pakistan, India is having a kind of sticking point as far as water is concerned in the Indus water system and in Teesta water sharing also. Both are of different kinds, but how they are similar and how they are different and how India is going to approach this problem as far as India's foreign policy choices are concerned.
Well, the Indus river system is based on the sharing principles of water. And like many rivers in South Asia, most of our treaties are based on the sharing of the volume, which also includes the issue of Teesta. Now, while we deal with the Indus river system through the Indus Waters Treaty, which is already a treaty since 1960, and within the treaty there is the dispute resolution mechanism called the Permanent Indus Commission, India strongly and strictly sticks to the Permanent Indus Commission, and it believes that any dispute, any differences, any angst for a lower riparian country like Pakistan is best dealt through this dispute resolution mechanism. So it's a structured system which India believes in, and India puts forward its sort of political capital in the dispute resolution mechanism. On the eastern side, with Bangladesh, we also have a water sharing principle, which was first stated through the Ganga Treaty in 1996. We now, of course, have the issue of the Teesta River, which is, as you know, politically very alive. It is very emotive. It is divisive. All these elements go into river issues in South Asia. And it's quite natural that before any treaty is signed, there are many differences that might emerge. Because after all, it is the sharing principle that is more important here. Now, while we don't have a formal arrangement on the Teesta River, there is a drive between both India and Bangladesh to sort of have a formal structure, a memorandum of understanding or an agreement or even a treaty on this particular river, which is an important river for Bangladesh. India and Bangladesh share about 57 rivers, or actually 54. And in that sense, many rivers would require a certain formal arrangement. And after the Ganga, it is now Teesta. And after Teesta, there could be many other rivers that would require a sort of understanding or a formal arrangement or an MOU, etc., etc.
Okay, so tell us one thing, that some experts have suggested that water could be a very good weapon in the inventory of India's foreign policy to have a sort of you can say the pressurizing diplomacy. Although it is not true about India-Bangladesh relation, maybe true about India-Pakistan, but being as you are a water expert and being an author of also a riverine neighborhood, that is hydropolitics in South Asia, you have been an expert on this. So from that point of view, how do you, because see, the Teesta water sharing is going to be the prime piece of talk when Sheikh Hasina arrives here. And West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, she is not having at all a good relation with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. She is making noises. She has made noises in the past also. Center is talking about cooperative federalism in this area. So what happens if Teesta, there is no headway on Teesta sharing? And what happens to the bilateral talks and the success of the visit itself? How do you view it?
Well, the first principle of any water treaty is that one needs to be patient. And I think patience is an important driver to normalizing water relationship. And India is quite experienced in dealing with water issues between its neighboring country. In principle, India, through all the treaties that it has signed with Nepal, with Pakistan, and now Bangladesh as well, India does believe in a certain degree of responsibility as an upper riparian. It is an upper riparian with Pakistan, it is an upper riparian with Bangladesh. And so there is in its foreign policy, or in its foreign policy orientation, a behavior which is very important to note, that is upper riparian responsibility. And this is a very important principle of water sharing, any water sharing agreement around the world. And very few countries, to note, actually do follow this responsible, or you can call it generous, upper riparian approach. China does not follow this approach. Turkey does not follow this approach. So I think India is quite unique in understanding that an integrated neighborhood would require an upper riparian, a powerful upper riparian like India, to behave in a certain normal, certain sensitive, and at times even in a certain generous way. I think India does abide to that. However, water is a tricky subject. It's a wicked subject. There is always issues relating to lower riparian concerns. Lower riparian countries, by and large, are usually suspicious of upper riparian countries. It is also a matter of emotion, because it largely concerns the public. And it is not surprising that Pakistan and Bangladesh both use the emotive elements of water sharing to put pressure on an upper riparian country like India. But then India is a much more responsive country in that sense. It is not China and it is not Turkey. So I think these lower riparian countries are in some sense fortunate to have an upper riparian like India, which does not use river as a coercive element. It uses it as a constructive diplomacy. And I think this is, in some sense, for South Asia, a very favorable atmosphere, that at least an upper riparian, a powerful upper riparian, respects certain norms and principles of water sharing.
Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Sinha, for being with us. This is V.N. Jha with Amay Sarte for diplomacyindia.com at IDSA New Delhi.